I had to make a super broad generalization about you, which I do when people ask me. I say, well, he's extremely open with rhythm and time, yet he gives me something that a bass player, I really want to hear from a bass player, which is a bottom, you know, like not necessarily playing the roots a lot, but playing something that resembles a root for whatever we're in, and giving me a bottom that I can jump off of. But even that would be too general because you're not doing that all the time,
right.
You know. What happens with Rossi is he gets dark on the way he played after the gig, and he was fucking great. But what happens is, well, in my opinion, you think too much, you know. You're taping the gig all the time. You haven't been doing that.
No, somebody else is doing it.
Someone else is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he got this fucking mini disc man that he started carrying around when we were touring in France a few months ago. And he's taping every gig.
Well, I have to do something during the rest of the day, you know, just sitting around on the hotel, you know. I need to suffer a little bit. It's not going to be all just watching movies and stuff.
Right. For me, I like to play and just forget about it as soon as it's done with it and move on to the next night, you know. Unless we're in a situation like this where we're recording, and then I'm going to go and obsess on the stuff and listen to it every night and try to figure out takes and everything.
But much later, after
much
the fact.
later, yeah.
You know, I have to admit that when I was doing it every night, it's too much. Yeah, maybe I can do it like once a week or tops. Yeah, yeah, because then it's that, you know, I started reacting to what I played the night before instead of just being on the moment.
And you're even more like that. You really don't need to hear.
I don't want to.
You haven't even heard our records. Have you heard our records?
Are they out?
He's never listened to our records.
They released?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there. I know.
You were there. Right.
It's so free, this music, you know, even though we're playing, you know, what people would call, you know, inside, as far as we're playing standard songs, we're playing in time and with the form and all that. For me, it's very free music, and so I feel like I can play anything at any time. So I don't really think of it in those terms of having a role, you know.
Yeah. It's really hard to answer that question, you know, 'cause
I mean, in other bands, I probably could answer that easier.
Yeah.
But this, especially trio, you know, it's so fluid. It's, you know, somebody's voice will be on top, and then it'll switch, and that, you know, somebody else will be on top, or it'll be like a dialogue, or three people talking at once.
Just very fast, someone will present something, and then the other two catch on to that very quickly. So a lot of the success or failure of it is how quickly the other two catch on to that, and then you're in that, and so it can seem, you know, so it is effortless, you know. That's what I love about these guys. Bye.